Wings and nachos. All right, we're off and running. There we are. There I'm is. Me. Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep. With the greatest love songs of all time, with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in. Good evening to all the kings and the queens who listen to me. I appreciate you guys. Good evening to Uncle Ron. What's going on, Uncle Ron? You feeling better? He's going to kick my butt. I have not been over to see him. Uncle Ron, I've been busy. Yeah, I know. No excuse, right? Anyway, coming up in our last hour, we're going to do a little thing we call foreplay. 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. And we've got a good one for you tonight. If you are a big fan of this group, you're going to love our 4-song tribute. They're so good that they started out as a doo-wop group. They moved into the R&B arena. And they're one of the few groups besides the OJs and the Isley Brothers who have been performing since. Like Steve Harvey said, they got LPs, they got CDs, and they got 8-tracks, okay? And in some cases, 78s. I'll give you a hint as to who the group is. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and this is Bedtime Stories. Good evening, Uncle Ron. I know I have no excuse, none whatsoever. The only excuse I do have that I can think of that might let me off the hook, I've been looking for a place to stay. I found a place to stay because I was staying with my cousin out in Dalton, and we didn't see eye to eye. So I had to leave. So I went from Calumet. Wait a minute. I went from Dalton to Calumet City. Calumet City is where I was. We didn't see eye to eye in Calumet City. Dalton, that was a different story. So now I'm not far from where I'm not far from where I grew up at. So I'm back in the city. So still looking for a place to stay. So if you know anybody that's renting out apartments, I thought I had one in my sights, but it wasn't ready. The apartment wasn't quite ready. So I continue to search for a place so that I can just move into, and I don't have to fix it up. Because for the life of me, I could not find anybody to help me fix this place up. I called several contractors that I knew. I'm not going to say their names. Hey, Ann Munoz. And they never called me back. I'm like, okay, I need somebody to put up some drywall. I'm not good at that stuff. Needed a toilet put in. I'm not good at that stuff. Needed the water turned on. I'm definitely not good at that stuff. And last but not least, I needed the entire back porch turned into a studio so that I could do my show. So once again, I have reached out to several people that I knew that were, contractors, and they never got back with me. I said, okay, cool. Something's telling me I'm not supposed to be in this place. Plus, it's on a second floor. I should have called you. I know. I'm calling you now. It might be too late. I don't know. One of the contractors I was talking to, they said, yeah, man, this lady rented out an apartment for $300 a month. I almost fainted. I was like, what? $300 a month? That's where? How? And he's a contractor, so I know he fixed it up. I'm like, $300 a month? Are you kidding me? I was like, wow. You're not going to get that anywhere. $300 a month? I'll call you tomorrow. I almost fell out. Where I'm staying now, I'm paying $500 a month. Where I was going to move into, it would have been $600 a month. So between $300 and $600, I can afford that a month because with the gigs and the 5 jobs, I got enough to do that. But I was like, $300 a month, man. He said, man, you like a week too late. I was like, man, that would have been perfect. They had their own parking lot and all of that stuff. I was like, oh Lord, $300. No, you can't. Not in the city. Not even in the suburbs. So I continue to, search and, but at the same time, I like where I am. I can't complain. I have a roof over my head. I am, I'm warm. I'm warm where I am. I'm good. Lady G, sorry I missed you today. I was running. Just when I thought I was going to get everything in today, Lady G, I didn't. And that included stopping by to see you. So, but I'm still stuck on that $300 a month for rent. You can't find that anywhere. Not in the city, not in the suburbs. I mean, maybe somebody's renting a room for $300, in a house, but you have to share the bedroom, the bath. You have to share the bathroom. It's a bedroom, but you have to share the bathroom and all that stuff. I think somebody I think Lady G was in a situation like that, where it was a common room where everybody met, and then everybody would go to their bedrooms at night, and you paid rent and all that stuff. It's like, okay. And Munoz, but you can't find anywhere for $300. Not even $500, not even $600. It was it was a boarding house. I remember, because I remember helping you move over there. And I don't even know if they have those anymore. So the other situation is they just opened a new senior home over on 94th and Stony Island, but it's hooked to the other one, which I was at, and that was the Montclair. And I don't think they're going to let me in that one, because I left abruptly after the lady did everything she could to get me in the apartment, because I had somewhat of a record. So I finally moved in only, and got my own apartment, only to, move out into a 3-bedroom townhouse in Park Forest. How many people know hindsight is 2020? Had I known what I know now, I would have stayed at the Montclair. There was nothing wrong with it. I had a studio apartment, huge apartment. I think the bathroom was bigger than the whole apartment. All my clothes were in the closet, everything. So, yeah. But, you live and you learn. Once again, had I known what I know now, I would have stayed where I was. Or at least I would have kept my apartment and then moved out to Park Forest, but I would have continued to pay my rent somewhere else. I mean, at that time I didn't have a car note, so I would bop back and forth. I knew if that situation where I had to leave, I could always go home back to my apartment in the Montclair. But unfortunately, I messed that up. So, and I thought that I was going to be reunited with my wife, but unfortunately that didn't work out either. So, once again, we live and we learn. So the new apartment is, we'll probably go to somebody else, because I can't do that. Thank you, Lady G. I could kick my own ass if I could, but it happened, and that's it. But we live and we learn. If you don't go through something, then Walter and Scotty, Lavelle, Nicholas, and Grady Harrell. And there's one more. I see his face, but I can't think of his name. The Whispers and Say Yes right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Ann Munoz, also to Lady G. Thank you for checking in. And of course, Uncle Ron, I appreciate you. I'm coming to see you soon. My next off day is Wednesday. That was today, right? Okay. And then Saturday. Saturday, I have a funeral in the morning. I have to DJ in the afternoon. And then I have a concert to go to, which is Theo Huff out in Glenwood. So I got a full day on Saturday. So when will I rest? Who knows? Who knows? All right. But you know what it is. I'm like a one-legged man in a kicking contest. Whatever that means. I don't know. Here's Glenn Jones. Show me. Send pictures. Draw diagrams. All of that good stuff. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Hello to Art Neely, if you're listening out there, Godfather. Yeah. Kick my own butt. If that is even possible. But yep, I would have kept my spot in the Montclair, and you know that would have been my bachelor pad, and then I would have still lived out in Park Forest. Because, like I said, I wasn't paying a car note. Um, Now I have a car note which is due on the 28th, so I'm trying to pay that, and you know it is what it is. I wish I could come back to the Montclair. I wish I could get that apartment back. Apartment 410. I remember it was a young lady who was a resident there, and she said, "Yeah, 410, getting it in 410." I said, "Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll leave the door open for you. You know, I only have to lock it for you. Just come on in." Ah, yeah, right. I'd have knocked her socks off. I'd have flipped her wig. No. I would have flipped her wig. You know, they should do a petition to get me back into Montclair. Free Al Greer. Bring Al Greer back to the Montclair. Yeah. I hear the new one on 94th and Stony. Their rent starts at like $330 a month. I was like, ooh, man, wish I could be there. You know, they go according to your income. So that would have been perfect for me. Kevin Brooks, what's going on, sir? Good evening to you. But no use in crying over spilled milk, right? Anyway, my day was good. I got up. I didn't have to go to the gospel station to do any training this morning. They canceled on me. I said, okay, cool. So I went ahead and got my nails done because I know I got a gig Saturday. There's no way I would have been able to do that. I got a little money, so I'm, gonna splurge. My hands got to look good when I DJ, right? So got my nails done. Met up with my sister, Angie Martin Turner, and we had lunch. But when I was, hey, Paulette Sanders, I am good. How are you, Paulette? So I was, paying my bill, and I reached into my pocket to pull out, the money that I had. You see this, right? Can you see this? Can you see my finger? It's all bandaged up. I'm not trying to, flip y'all. Not trying to flip the bird, but see my finger? So the lady was cutting my cuticles, and she dug in a little too deep, and it must have hit a nerve because it wouldn't stop bleeding. She put that little blue liquid on there to stop it from bleeding. Well, it stopped for a while, It stopped long enough for her to put the polish on my nails. But once it was done and I got up and walked over to pay for it, and I stuck my hand in my pocket and I pulled out, a bloody finger. I'm like, okay. Hey, Elaine James. Good evening. How are you? So, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mr. Greer, Mr. Al. I'm so sorry, Mr. Al. I'm so, y'all want some peroxide? No, I don't want no peroxide. No. So, I'm on my way to go pick up my sister. Nope, the rent started $700 to $800. Oh, yeah. Stay right where I am. $700-800. Good Lord. That's a crib. But anyway, it hurts. It's still hurting. I'm gonna leave this Band-Aid on until tomorrow. Speaking of which, I was scrambling because I knew I had some Band-Aids in my little bag that I carry. My man purse or my Merce. I got vitamins in there and, my little blood pressure kit. Blood sugar kit, where I stick my finger and all that stuff. So, I got all of that in my bag. Some hydrocortisone and, all kinds of stuff in my bag. Headphones, earplugs, you name it. Forks, plastic forks, you name it. It's in that little bag. But I finally found a Band-Aid, this huge, excuse my language, this huge ass Band-Aid on my finger. So, I cut it to fit and I ain't taking it off till tomorrow when I wash up. I was like, damn. Kevin Brooks said on February 23rd, Otis Redding's album, The Dock of the Bay, was released 54 years ago today. And actually was released after his death. Elaine said, get that finger checked out. I think I'll be okay. Yeah, right. Popular radio personality dies from manicure. I haven't even looked at it. Okay, it stopped bleeding. But I'm going to leave this Band-Aid on overnight. That is, if it'll stick back. So, I'm going to have it checked out, Elaine. It's not that bad. Like I said, run some cold water on it, put some peroxide on it, But, of course, I will be closely monitoring my my ring finger. Yeah, so, yeah. Yeah, trust me, I'm not, my ring finger. Yeah, if I ever get married again, I'll have half a finger. Valerie, Brenda, and Shirley. It's Shirley Jones. And I just love the man. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Kevin Brooks, Elaine James, and Ann Munoz. Thank you for checking in on Facebook. I appreciate you guys. Make sure that you share the video that you're watching right now on Facebook where it says like, comment, and share, just hit share. All right? Do that for me. I appreciate it. You too, Uncle Ron. I know you're at home getting well, but do that, okay? Some neosporin antibiotics. Girl, please. I have, what is that? I can't remember what, I just said it too. But yeah, I'm going to put some ointment on it. I didn't cut my finger. I got my finger cut today getting a manicure. Yeah, so I'm going to put a little hydrocortisone. That's what it was. I'm going to put that on the Band-Aid, so I'll be all right. So anyway, Kevin Brooks, thank you for the information. And it just got erased. But I can go by memory because I'm good like that. The song that we're about to hear was released in 1968. The artist died in 1967 at the age of 26. The twin-engine plane that he bought to get back and forth to his gigs failed over the cold waters of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He was flying either back from a gig or to a gig. They drew straws as to who was going to ride in the plane. Unfortunately, James Alexander lost. Or fortunately, he didn't make it on the plane, so he took a bus. And he never knew what was going to happen. He never knew the outcome of that plane crash that took the life of the 26-year-old Otis Ray Redding Jr. I tell you, that was a hard pill to swallow back then. Now, 1967, December of 1967, I was only 7 years old, but, you know, people were crying and they were like, you know, Otis is gone. I'm like, Otis who? Otis what? Otis where? After he passed on, they released this song. It went to #1, R&B, pop, you name it. Sitting on the dock of the bay. Here's the late, great Otis Redding on Bedtime Stories. Lake Mendota. Thank you, Troy. What's going on, man? Thank you for coming back. When I moved from Madison to Chicago, I lived near that lake, Lake Mendota. Wow. The plane, or the remains of the plane, are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio. They show pictures of the bodies being dragged out of the river, or the lake, I should say. The only person that survived that crash was Ben Colley. Ben could not swim. He was saved because all of the chairs or the seats in the plane were flotation devices. So, of course, he almost died of hypothermia. He explained it like it was horrific. He could hear his bandmates screaming, you know, knowing that they were going to die. Like I said, Ben Colley survived. He was the trumpet player. He and James Alexander had the task of reassembling the Bar-Kays, who were the backing group for Otis Redding. Horrific. Ben Colley died a few years ago. An amazing life story. of how he lived through that crash. He lived. I was like, wow. Yep, he lived. They revamped the group, and the Bar-Kays, of course, became one of the super funk groups of the 70s, signing with Mercury Records, which was based here in Chicago at the time. They recorded in Memphis at Ardent Recording Studios under the direction of Alan Jones, who was a former producer and arranger at Stax Records. So he was, like Billy Preston was the fifth Beatle. Well, Alan Jones was like the 10th Bar-Kay. If there were that many of them. But James Alexander, Ben Cauley, of course, was the trumpet player. James Alexander was the bass player. And they had to, regroup. They had to find new members and put the group back together. In doing so, they became the house band once again for Stax Records. They were the second string. The first string was Booker T and the MGs, which consisted of Steve the Colonel Cropper, Donald Doug Dunn, Al Jackson Jr., the timekeeper, or the human metronome, as he was known as, and of course Booker T. Jones on organ. That particular group, that lineup right there, Doug Dunn, Steve Cropper, they became members of the Blues Brothers Band. How about that? They tried to regroup Booker T and the MGs in the late 70s after Stax had folded. Unfortunately, Al Jackson was shot during a home invasion. So they had various drummers who, would come and fill in and play. But nobody was like Al Jackson. Al Jackson taught Howard Grimes. I know that name will not sound familiar to you. Howard Grimes was part of the high rhythm section who played behind all the songs that Al Green did. Howard just recently passed. He came up under Al Jackson. Al Jackson was the co-writer of Let's Stay Together by Al Green. The two of them would play what they call in tangent with each other. In other words, Howard had to keep up with Al Jackson and keep the beat. Howard Grimes, that is. Isn't it cool that two of the best blues singers in history were two white guys from Saturday Night Live? And get this, Belushi did not like R&B music. Belushi did not like it. Aykroyd introduced him to Sam and Dave and, Booker T and the MGs and the whole thing. Belushi was like a straight up, rock and roll head, metal head, whatever. He wasn't into that. And it was Aykroyd that introduced him to black music. And after that, yep. They did the movie, and it was and it's a cult classic. That movie is a cult classic. Johnny Taylor. And Just Because right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Troy Anthony, a.k.a. the Soul Pole, Queen Janine, and Lady G. Thanks for joining us here on Bedtime Stories. As always, we were talking about Otis Redding and how he lost his life so young in a plane crash. Lake Mendota And to this day, the remains of the plane are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That rhymes, doesn't it? The remains of the plane are in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in in Cleveland, Ohio. You know, the I guess the back of the plane, what do they call it, the wing. You know, it's sad, and they have pictures where they're fishing out bodies, you know, of the Barkays. Fortunately and unfortunately, James Alexander had to take a bus where all the rest of the Barkays traveled. Ben Cawley was part of that. Ben Cawley, who died, was the trumpet player. He and James Alexander revamped the Barkays. They kept the name, and as a matter of fact, James Alexander's son is named Phelan, or as you all know him as Jazzy Faye. He named him after Phelan Jones, who was one of the former members who passed away in that plane crash, along with the great Otis Redding. It is your Dr. Al Greer giving you a little history. And oh, by the way, one of the greatest movies of all time. It was a cult classic. The Blues Brothers featured members of Booker T and the MGs. And that was Steve Cropper, or the Colonel, as they call him, on guitar, and Donald Duck Dunn, who died a few years ago as well, and a couple of the Memphis Horns as well. Interesting. And there was this pawn shop in Chicago on 47th and Prairie, and I went there all the time. I went there and they tore it down. They tore it down. It should have been a landmark, because that's where they met up with Ray Charles, who owned the pawn shop. And that's why they bought the Fender Rhodes and the other instruments. 47th and Prairie. The Dr. Al Greer, this is Bedtime Stories with Eric Benet and Tamia. I want to spend my life with you on Bedtime Stories. I hate Illinois Nazis. Yep, they rolled through the Illinois Center. I mean, just tore it up. Tore it up. I was like, wow. Henry Gibson from Laugh-In was in it. I mean, just so many people. Frank Oz, who was the voice of Kermit. Kermit the Frog, he was in there. I mean, when you look back at that movie and you see how many stars, I mean, not to take anything away from Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, B.B. King, so on and so forth. But you gotta, wow. All those stars, John Candy, were in that one movie that almost didn't get made. It was just phenomenal. That movie, they did on a shoestring budget. You know, what started off as a comedy sketch turned into a full-fledged cult movie, The Blues Brothers. Willie Tootle Hall. You probably don't know who he is. Willie Tootle Hall was in the movie with Isaac Hayes, the Bernie Mac and Samuel L. Jackson movie Soul Man. And Charles Skip Pitts. That name will now sound familiar to you, unless I play his riff. Skip Pitts was oh my God. He was the basis of which Shaft was made. He was just practicing. He had just gotten this new wah-wah pedal, and he was just practicing. Waka, waka. And Ike said, yeah, I want you to play that one note through the whole song. He's like, what? Play that one note through the whole song. Skip was like, okay. JFK was the only movie with more stars in it. I know, right? I know. But he asked Skip to play that one note throughout the whole song, and he did. And he played that one note, and he played it proudly. I remember watching. I was on YouTube one night, and I found this this performance that Ike did, and Skip was right up there front and center. And the look on his face, he was like, yep, I made this song, baby. I made this song. Skip, of course, passed after that, after they wrapped up on the movie Soul Man, along with Bernie Mac and Isaac Hayes, dying within days of each other. Yeah. John Lee Hooker, yep. John Lee, they were down on 47th Street doing that. I was like, oh my God. But Belushi, oh no, he didn't. R&B, oh hell no, he didn't like that. Yep. So did this guy that did the wah wah before Dennis Coffey? Yes. Before Dennis did Scorpio, they did Theme from Shaft. Scorpio didn't come out to what, 72, 73. Theme from Shaft came out in 71. So it was Skip who introduced us to the and every performance, Skip is just, they just put the spotlight on him. Ike is like, yep, him over there. Put the spotlight on him. Ike is like, no, spotlight on him. And Skip is just that one note. He ain't playing nothing. He's just I'm like, gone, Skip. They were in this movie that where they went back to Royal Recording Studio, which is where Al Green did all of his songs. And Skip, that was one of the last movies besides Soul Man that Skip appeared in. And I was like, who is this old man? And when I found out who he was, and of course they dedicated the movie to him, because after that he passed. As in Soul Man, they dedicated the movie to, of course, Bernie Mac, Isaac Hayes, and Skip Pitts, Charles Skip Pitts. Willie Too Tall Jones was also in the movie. They were in the scene where they were, backstage and they meet up with Isaac Hayes. Well, the other two guys, the guy was talking like this, that was Skip. The other one, that was Willie Too Tall Hall. So Scorpio came out in 73. Yep. Shaft came out in 71. So Skip was like, Skip was like ahead of his game, or ahead of the game when he did that. So, yep, Scorpio came out after Shaft. And of course, Dennis Coffey was, I guess you could say, the lead guitar player on Cloud 9 for the Temptation song. They got this guy from the West Coast, long-haired, glasses-wearing white boy that was prolific on the wah-wah pedal. Well, they wanted the sound, so they got Dennis Coffey. Dennis Coffey, in turn, what's up, LT? Dennis Coffey released Scorpio using members of the Funk Brothers and called it the Dennis Coffey's Detroit Guitar Band, which was just all the Funk Brothers, you know, and all of them playing in unison. Um, him, Ron, Joe Messina, Shank, who was what was Shank's real name? Lady G. Shank. They call him Shank because he would do the accents with the snare drum, like on Beauty's Only Skin Deep. Shank, Shank. That's why he got the name Shank. Shank, Shank, Shank. That was him. Anyway, y'all don't want to hear none of this. I went to my first 20 years without hearing Can't Turn You Loose with the words. I only heard the instrumental version of the Blues Brothers. Awesome song. And what's so awesome about it is Isaac Hayes played piano on Can't Turn You Loose by Otis Redding. Eddie, thank you. Eddie Shank, yeah, that guy. Willis, Eddie Shank Willis, thank you. But the song Can't Turn You Loose, that's Isaac Hayes playing piano on that song. You can hear him faintly in the back. Booker T wasn't even there that day. It was Isaac Hayes and the MGs. Thank you, Uncle Richard. Some Facebook problems right now, but that's going to clear up. Just having, just a few problems. Anyway, this original group were known for a song called Soul Finger. They were the backup band for everyone over at Stax Records. They were like the second string, the first string being Booker T and the MGs. But they were the guys who went, on tour with the other people. They were like the understudies, as it were. Unfortunately, they made their demise or met their demise back in 1967, where they all perished in a plane crash along with Otis Redding. So they had the task of putting the band back together. In the words of John Belushi and the Blues Brothers, we got to put the band back together. And they did. James Alexander on bass and Ben Cauley on trumpet. They revamped the Bar-Kays. James Alexander still living and breathing and walking around Memphis, Tennessee. Can't wait to see him one of these days. Here's the first time stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I can't hardly wait. I can't hardly wait. All right. You're linking this stuff together. Soul Finger was the song featured in Spies Like Us. Yep.
All right.
With Dan Aykroyd. Yeah. Yep. But the original Bar-Kays did Soul Finger. And Soul Finger was also it was also in Soul Man. And get this. The Bar-Kays and the Marquis were two different groups. The Bar-Kays were the rhythm section. The Marquis were the horn section, or the Memphis Horns. Dan it, dun 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 dan it, dun it, dun it, dun 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 it, dun it, dun 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 dun. Last night, which are probably two of the most popular songs that come out of the Stack Studio in Memphis. Like Troy just said, Soul Finger was in Spies Like Us with Dan Aykroyd. And last night I heard in a couple of movies. But, yep, Soul Finger was in Spies Like Us, which starred Dan Aykroyd. And the same Dan Aykroyd who was Elwood Blues. Be right back, guys. I got to go to the little boy's room. I'll be back. And he's back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking for that song. Attitude, it is what describes you. Can't Turn You Loose was the theme song for the Big Bill Hill show that came on Friday nights on the old Channel 26, the U. Yep. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 blink, 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 blink. Isaac Hayes clinking in the background. Blink, 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 blink. Sun chips. Have you ever heard Aretha's version of Can't Turn You Loose? Woo! I wish I could play it on this show. Aretha did a version of Can't Turn You Loose, and she took it to church. David Ruffin, Otis Redding, and Wilson Pickett. That would have been a hell of a group, boy. Um, that would have been a great group. Um, Wilson Pickett, Bobby Womack, and Solomon Burke. That would have been a great trio as well. Solomon Burke, of course, fathered like 80 kids or something like that. Like, how did he do that? Yeah. Solomon Burke, great singer. Um, who else? All of them were really great. But David Ruffin, David could not be contained in a group. He was a star. No doubt he was a star. But he made Bobby Womack. Yeah, the truth about pimps trying to find a woman that's weak. I know, right? Across 110th Street. Yeah, Aretha's version is. Mm, how can I say it? Aretha took it to church. She start. I mean, the horns are like blasting on it. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. And she, and then there's a part towards the end, and they slow it down. She said, I'm done something, 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 done. And then that's when they take it to church. They go down, 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 and you hear that tambourine, down, 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 down. I'm like, woo! I heard that, and I was like, she done it again. She'd have took another one of Otis Redding's songs from him. But when she did her version of Can't Turn You Loose, once again, she done put her finger on somebody's sandwich. Said, you gonna eat that? Well, I got it. She did the same thing for Respect. He recorded Respect a year before she did hers. Hers was released after his, well, not after his death, but the same year that he died. He said, yeah, that nice young lady who took my song. The Mighty Barcades from Memphis, Tennessee, and your attitude is what describes you. It's your Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and WRLN Rainiel Media, the best music of your life. Thank you so much for joining us. To Lady G, Troy Anthony, a.k.a. the Soul Pole, my Uncle Ron, Queen Janine, and a cast of thousands, Ann Munoz. I didn't forget about you. Bedtime Stories is brought to you by Williams Pizza, 2210 South Michigan Avenue in Chicago. Williams Inn Pizza, where they don't just sell pizza. They have pizza, they have wings, they have burgers, you name it, they got it in a great atmosphere. Right in the South Loop, Williams Inn Pizza, 2210 South Michigan Avenue, a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories, as well as these guys. Wings and nachos.
Here, I have your guy. Gwen?
Lake?
Blake?
Oh my God, hilarious, right? I mean, no.
What do you mean?
Are you wearing spurs? Did you ride a horse here?
Yeah.
Don't trust your love life to just any network. T-Mobile has more number ones in 5G than any other network.
You need a ride home?
T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Yep, they keep my phone on when I pay the bill. It's your Dr. Al Greer. They were in town last weekend. Didn't get a chance to see them because, well, I guess it just wasn't in the cards this time. But next time. And I heard they put on a hell of a show. I wish I could have been there. Doggone it. Hear the Jacksons and Good Times. I want to see you again. I'm thinking about the good times. Anyway. But Lady G, check out Aretha's version of Can't Turn You Loose. They turned her loose on that one. You know. I mean, the horns are blaring. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Now, I believe she did do it after her appearance in the Blues Brothers. Oh, yeah. She said, since y'all gonna just play the instrumental, well, I'm gonna redo the whole song. And she did, boy. Whew, boy, did she do it. She killed it, as she always does, you know. But that was her MO. Aretha would take songs and redo them. You Send Me by Sam Cooke. Said a Little Prayer for You, Dionne Warwick. You're All I Need to Get By, Marvin and Tammy. I mean, the list goes on. You know, she took their song and made it her song. Luther did that too. He was good at that. Yep, buddy. Mr. Redman, what's going on? Yo, yo, yo. What's up? What's the dealio? Sound like Steve Martin doing that. What's the dealio? Steve Martin and Bringing Down the House with Queen Latifah. Woo! Mm-mm. With her fine self. I don't care what nobody says. She like girls, so do I. I love me some Queen Latifah. Mm-mm. I heard she could fight. She can beat my ass. I'll let her. Just got off work. She said work. I hear you. I wish I could I could just do one job and make the money that the 5 jobs that I'm doing make me, you know? Yeah. Oh, well, maybe one day when I'm sitting in my mansion all by myself. Ah. My wife said, I wish you would hit the lottery. Hit the lottery? What? Mm, yeah. I never knew what that meant. But yeah, I hope I do hit the lottery. Mm-mm. I saw this little story that somebody put on Facebook. Well, not Facebook, but sent on my messenger. And the young lady was angry at her boyfriend because he didn't have no money. Yeah. So she broke it off with him. And one day, years later, she met up with her girlfriend. Oh, you hear about Jimmy? Oh yeah, he hit the lottery and this, that, and the other. She said, for real, where he at? Yeah, now you want to be with him. And what was cool is at the end, he didn't treat her any differently. He said, you know that daycare center you want to open up? Well, I've already given you the money and you can just go ahead and open it up. I was like, wow, check him out. That's all right. That was good. Because he could have told her to kick rocks. Yeah, kick rocks. But he didn't. And that was cool. He didn't have to, embarrass her or anything else. So, but of course, she got met at the gate of his mansion. I was like, check that out. Yep, they met her. Yep. I told you, Lady G. She took that to church, didn't she? Dun 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 dun. It's like somebody whipped out that tambourine. Dun 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 dun. I was like, go ahead, y'all. Splash, splash, dun 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 dun. I was like, go ahead, Queen. She took that, she took it back. I mean, it wasn't her song in the first place, but she took it back. It was just something she did in concert. From the album Sounds and Stuff Like That, I'm Gonna Miss You in the Morning. That is probably the only time that they did a duet. Patty Austin and Luther Vandross. Produced by Quincy Jones. That is I'm Gonna Miss You in the Morning. It's your Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. Once again, hello to Troy Anthony, aka the Soul Pole. Also to Lady G. She looked up the song I was telling her about, the remake that Aretha Franklin did of I Can't Turn You Loose. And they turned her loose on that one because towards the end of the song, it breaks out into church. She goes into a whole thing. Down, 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 down. I'm like, the only thing was missing was her daddy preaching, I swear. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Not only on these fine radio stations, but on Facebook as well. What's up to our new sponsor, once again, Williams Inn Pizza, 2210 South Michigan Avenue. Great pizza, great hamburgers, the fries, everything. Everything is great. Of course, the pizza, what can I say? Hands down, they get down, I tell you. It's your Dr. Al Greer. This is the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, united together on Bedtime Stories. Why wasn't it released as a single or a 12-inch? That's a good question. You'd have to ask Mr. Clive Davis. I was like, okay. And I just stumbled upon it. I think I was typing in Can't Turn You Loose by Otis Redding. And this song popped. I'm like, when did Aretha do this one? That was on one of those Arista albums. Whatever an Arista was. But anyway, I heard that song and I was like, well, shoot, why didn't they release this? No, they were too busy releasing other stuff. You know, all the stuff that Luther did, you know, Jump to It and what's the other one? Jump, jump, jump to it. Luther only got a chance to produce 2 of her albums. Jump to It and Get It Right. Yeah. And yeah, from her 1980 album, yeah. But they paired Aretha with Luther because, you know, at that time Luther was hot. So they wanted Luther to produce an album on the Queen. How many people know you don't produce an album on the Queen unless you're R.F. Martin? Well, what had happened was they paired her with Luther, and Luther was trying to tell her how to sing or how he wanted it to sound or how he wanted her to execute it. In the words of the Queen, she said, there's only one Queen in this studio. We'll leave it at that. She said that to Luther. She said, there's only one Queen in this studio. You ain't it, Queen. Yep. Luther finally got a chance to produce his idol, and she was not impressed. Not impressed with Luther. Nah. She said, there's only one Queen up in here. Yep. Jump to It and Get It Right was on the album Jump to It. Okay. So Luther only did one album on her for her, because I thought it was two albums. But yeah, Luther was hot to death. So Clive Davis was like, how would you like to work with Luther Vandross? She was like, who? Oh, yeah. The guy that remakes everybody's songs. The guy who thinks he's me. If Luther could have been, he would have been the Queen of Soul. But I'm going to leave that alone. People like to sue folks for when you say stuff about them, especially in the past tense. Luther thought he was the queen of soul, boy. You couldn't tell him nothing. Love won't let me wait. Where's Luther's version? There were 3 cuts on that album. 2 did well and 2 didn't. Jump to It. Every Girl Wants My Guy. That didn't do too well. Nope. But Luther tried now. I mean, you got to give it to him. You know, he delivered 2 of those hits. So he delivered. It's just that she wasn't willing to work with him. And she felt like, hey, this guy can't tell me how to sing, for I am the queen. Mm-mm. Would you say him and Marcus Miller? I know, right? Marcus is, man, bass player extraordinaire. Pardon me. Yeah, super bass player. Yep. Marcus also produced an album on Miles Davis. Great album on Miles called Tutu. Of course, it featured Miles playing that muted trumpet. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, and Try a Little Tenderness. She did it before Otis Redding did it. Yep, Try a Little Tenderness, right here on Bedtime Stories. I'm going to tell you a quick story about Aretha Franklin. Originally, she was, she was eager to work with Luther Vandross on the album Jump to It. But after they got in the studio, she told him, look, there's only one queen in this studio. You're not it, buddy. And you're not it. He tried to tell her how to sing. But what he was doing is he was creating something for her that would bring her sound back to the 80s. But she was like, you can't tell me how to sing, boy. I've been singing since you was anyway. It's Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Al Greer, also known as the Doctor. Here's Major Harris, formerly of the group The Delphonics and Love Won't Let Me Wait on Bedtime Stories. Mm. If I ever decide to get married again, that will be my choice for a wedding song. Yep, that is a pretty song. United together. Yep, that is the perfect wedding song. That and On the Wings of Love. I love that one. Yeah. Or yeah. What is the other one? Dang, I can't think of the other one. But anyway, you know where I'm going with this. With Jeffrey Osborne. Jeffrey's the man. Here and Now. Yep. Here and Now. Which Luther didn't write. It's interesting. He sang the hell out of it, but Luther didn't write Here and Now. It was written by Dionne Warwick's son. Yep. Why didn't Dionne record it? Who knows? But aren't you glad she passed on it? She passed on that one. Yep. Love has truly been good to me. Yep. Dionne passed on Here and Now, written by her son. Who knew, right? Dionne was part of a group called the Drinkard Sisters, who were, um, they were like the 60s version of the Clark sisters. They were the Drinkard Sisters, which consisted of Sissy Houston, well, all the Sweet Inspirations. They were the Drinkard Sisters. So the R&B part of the group was the Sweet Inspirations. And when they were singing gospel, they were known as the Drinkard Sisters. So, yeah. But yeah, Dionne passed on Here and Now. You're like, no, baby, thank you. I know Luther would be good singing that. You're like, okay, thank you, Miss Dionne. And it became one of Luther's biggest hits. Bar none. Hands down. Yep. But, I mean, who knows? She could have made it a hit. Could have. But I got a song coming up that is going to blow your mind. Speaking of Dionne, this is going to blow your mind. Okay? Yep. The Drinker Sister. Drinkard, not Drinker Sisters. They weren't drinkers. Yeah. Especially Sissy Houston. there's a video where Aretha was on the David Letterman show, and she had come out with this new album. And on the album, she did a remake of Rolling in the Deep. And they performed it on David Letterman's show, right? So Sissy Houston is singing background, but it looked like Sissy really don't want to be there. It's like, I think her and Aretha probably got into it before Aretha got on stage. She's like, I'm going to sing this one last time, but, I mean, Sissy was singing her ass off like she normally does, but she looked like she just didn't want to be there. Oh, no. She really didn't, yeah. But Aretha's version of Rolling in the Deep, she probably said, let me show this white girl how to sing this song. Gone, re. You're not going to find it. Rolling in the, because it fell out of your bag. That's why. Rolling in the deep. It's so very deep to be rolling in it. I'm back, guys. Ooh. Yeah, she had the pissy face that night. I'm like, her and Ree must have got into it. So I'm back here too. Rolling in the deep. Now let's wrap that finger back up, shall we? Ooh, don't want to do that. Yep. I mean, you can see the look on Sissy's face, like, let's get this over with. I have things to do. I'm tired of singing behind Aretha all these years. I ain't had no hit since Sweet Inspirations. I don't know why I'm on this TV show. She killed that song. What blew me was Aretha changed chorus and threw Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Of course. Yup. Kevin Worley, what's up, bro? My brother from another mother. What's up to the family? Kelly, Kevin, and of course, Katrina. Thanks for joining us, bro. Ham, bro. Appreciate you, man. As always, thank you, Kev. Yep. Thanks for checking in. I'm like, dang, you getting in kind of late, or you were already in and you just decided to chill doing the UPS thing. I ain't mad at you. You know, I tried to apply for them. And they looked at my application. They're like, excuse me, sir. No, no. I know, right? Adele was like, she took my song. Yeah. She washed it up, gave it a bath. Aretha put the stank on it. Yes, she did. Aretha said, "Okay, this is how we roll in the deep." re. Yeah. She took it back. Well, not took it back, but she took it from her. Wait. Maybe later on in the show, Luther. Yeah, maybe later on we'll let you do another turn. Luther Vandross. If Aretha was the queen of soul, what was Luther Vandross? Anyway, it's your Dr. Al Greer. About 27 minutes in front of foreplay. Hello to Kevin Worley, my brother from another mother. Also, once again, to the one, the only, Lady G. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Also, hello to Devonese Bird, who listens to me both on Biggs Radio and the best music of your life, a Ray Neal media station. I'm all over the place, you know. Anyway, foreplay artist tonight is coming up in a few minutes. I ain't gonna tell you, LT. You have to get it out of me. You know I like tacos, so you know. Anywho, this song was written by Luther Vandross, whom we just heard. Well, there was another artist who recorded the song. I don't know if they recorded it before or afterwards, but it's one of those versions that got swept under the rug, okay? I'm sure you'll recognize the tune. This is Dionne Warwick. I'm not even going to tell you the name of it. To Dr. Al Greer, this is Bedtime Stories. Woo! Come my way. Anywhere you... LT. Wild horses can't drag it out of me. I'll give you a hint. In this group, there are a set of twins. Too easy, right? There's a set of twins in the group. Yes. Yeah, right. Who else besides Jagged Edge has twins in their group, right? So there you go. And there you have it. I'm Casey Kasem. Till next time, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Doon 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 doon. Doon 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 doon. Doon 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 doon. Mm-mm. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I see 3 shares. Share it again. Yeah, share it until it hurts. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you to those who shared the video, the live. Share my live. Share my live. Got to oil the back of my head. Ah, that's much like it. Oh, that's much better. Woo! Ah, ooh. That's some powerful stuff, I tell you. What is this? Ooh, yeah. Ah, much better now. Okay. Bowling and skating. All right, cool. Every time you do that Casey Kasem voice, it's crazy, isn't it? I tell you, I just go into a, we have a special request from a little girl in Detroit. She writes, "Dear Casey, why do you talk like that all the time? You don't sound like that when you're doing the voice of Scooby-Doo." That's because I don't do the voice of Scooby-Doo. I do Shaggy. No. Get off my line. All right, Kev, let me know. Bowling and skating. Skating and bowling. Bowling. Let me know when it is. I will do my little promotion thing again. I Yep, whatever you do, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for you, bro. Yep. But Casey was cool. He was like, He was one of the top jocks, and he didn't have, that great a voice, but that style he had, you know, him and Wink Martindale. Wink had that distinctive, black guy voice. He, you and I just knew when Bob Barker stepped down from The Price is Right, I just knew Wink Martindale was going to slide on in there. But they were like, no, we need to go younger. I'm like, dang, okay. Drew Carey? Who knew? Drew? Nah. Uh-huh. Oops, I hit my mic. Luther, Dionne Warwick. So amazing. Same song, different artist, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to Kevin Worley, my brother from another mother. I don't know where Angie Martin Turner is tonight, but thank you for lunch this afternoon, sis. I had a ball, especially where we went. The young lady that served us was, she could have been dessert. That's all I'm saying. Coming up in a few minutes. Yeah, let me stop before I get in trouble. What? Oops, look out. I see my daughter on here. Hey, Bree. So I met my daughter, and I'm not going to tell that. No, she might beat me up or have me beat up. So anyway, coming up in about less than 20 minutes, we have Foreplay right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I'm not going to tell the story. I'm not going to say anything, Bree. You going to put me on Front Street, Daddy? No, I'm not going to say anything. Here's Walter and Scotty. I just want to know your name, girl. Really? Oh, no. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make fun of you. It's just that it happened so fast. And when I look back, I'm like, because I heard something. And that's when I jumped out the car, because, I don't, on 79th and Ashland, I'd never jump out of my car unless I'm coming in your building. But yeah, my daughter fell on some ice in a gas station on 79th and Ashland. And you would have thought that, that they had, salted the gas station, and she, hit some of that black ice, and she, fell. But I got out there to help her up and everything. But I just assumed she was okay. But I think she fell on her hip. So I was like, y'all got to do better than this. That's, and, I don't like going, I don't even get gas out of there. I can be on empty and I will ride past that gas station on 79th Street. There's another Falcon. I don't know what it is about these Falcon gas stations, but on 79th, right off of Lafayette, they just hang out. This guy came up to me boldly, talking about loud, out loud, loud. I'm like, really? You gonna really try to sell me drugs in front of the gas station? Because marijuana is legal? I'm sure you don't have a license to sell it, though. I'm like, really? Is that, booty bone, hip, leg, all of it? You fell hard. as like I said, before I knew it, you were on the ground. I was like, what happened? You know, you should have stayed in the car and let me fall. My, you know, my whole ass had plenty to gain. Trust me. If I fell on there, they'd be like, sir, please do not sue us. Please. Yep. Mm-mm. But yep, no sooner than she walked away from the car, I heard the stuff fall out of her hands. I'm glad there wasn't no glass bottles or something in there. It was just apple juice and Pedialyte for the baby. So yeah, booty, bone, hip, leg, all of it. Mm. Well, I ain't gonna make fun of you, because I did when I got out. I said, well, at least you had a little cushion, but you fall on your tailbone, ain't nothing there. Ain't nothing to save that. Trust me. I know I've fallen on the ice before several times. A few years ago, I was doing transportation. This is before I got my gig at VON. Right. If I fell, I'd be in traction. Yeah. And I'd be a very wealthy man. You're absolutely right. But a few years ago, I was doing transportation. I was taking seniors back and forth to therapy. Well, I was getting into the van that I was driving. I parked my van and I would get in this van. And I was holding on to the top of it, lost my balance, and my arm went all the way back. It took almost a year before it healed. They had to put heat and ice on it. I mean, it was so bad that it looked like I had one breast. It had swollen up, the arm, everything, all of this was swollen. And until this day, I still have pains in my left shoulder, as a result of that. But I've been working out, so, but that was, whew. But yeah, you're right, Lady G. If I had fallen on the ice in that gas station, yeah, I'd be talking to my lawyer right now. Do we cheat them and how? How much money can we get? I don't want no gas station, but okay, I'll take that too. Like, wow. Did you get? Yeah. I mean, when I got back to the place, they immediately started working on me. And I told them what had happened. They're like, Al, are you okay? I said, and I showed them. They're like, whoa. So they immediately started working on me to get the swelling down. So they gave me some of this stuff called BioFreeze, and it seemed to do the trick. So, thank God. It was just a pulled muscle, and your arm should not go up that high unless you're going ooh, like Horseshack. But that arm went, oh, yeah, yeah. That arm went totally somewhere. Yeah, no, it wouldn't. No breaking. No, yeah, but yeah, nobody's arm should go up that high and that far, or whatever. But whew, when I tell you it didn't tickle at all, it did not. Yeah, it didn't feel good at all. It didn't tickle. but all of this was swollen. I mean, it looked like it was bruised. It looked like Mike Tyson had hit me in the chest, and I grew a titty. Did I say titty? I'm sorry. Breast. Yeah, you are going to be super sore tomorrow. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think there's much we can do at this point, except for you to probably soak in a tub or something like that. Had you said, well, I know you said something to them when you went in the gas station, but they definitely should have shoveled and or salted and both that gas station. You know, what were they thinking? Well, they weren't thinking. That's just it. Mm-mm. But what's good for that? Like I said, they gave me some stuff called BioFreeze. Now I don't know if they sell that at Walgreens or CVS, but yeah, BioFreeze. Yes, BioFreeze is the truth because we used to give it to the seniors that went back and forth to therapy, and BioFreeze did the tricks just for some of them. Yeah, I remember we used to give Mother Ford some of that BioFreeze. Ask for it by name, BioFreeze. Mm-mm. Yep, sweetheart, have your husband rub you down with some hot oils, baby. But yep, that's you know that's one of the reasons why I don't go in there. Oh, icy hot, yeah, that'll work. Yeah, yeah, icy hot is like BioFreeze's little brother. So yeah, put you some icy hot on there. That ought to do the trick. You pull the soreness out. Mm, yeah, but it scared me to see you on the ground. That scared me, boy. I know I made a joke out of it, but it had me shook. Yep, but try the icy hot. That ought to do it. Is that 8? That says 8, doesn't it? Yeah. All right, share the video, guys, and don't forget the little ticker tape at the bottom, the banner. Donations are welcome via the Cash App and Zelle. Mm-mm. The Intruders, and I want to know your name. Just give me your first name because if things work out, your name will be my name. Yeah. your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Just ahead of foreplay, I got this one more song that I'm going to play before foreplay, and we're just going to go right into it, all right? The group from New Jersey, or should I say from New York. Yeah, they're from New York. Formerly known as the New York City Players. They had to change that. The Ohio Players were like, wow, no. You can't just put New York in front of players and become, no. You got the New York City Players. You got the Ohio Players, Chicago Players, Pimps Up, Hoes Down Players. No, you can't do that. Here's Cameo on Bedtime Stories. High up in the sky, that you were mine. 'Cause to me, you're one of a kind. Mm-hmm. So you can't just get biofreeze in the store? Oh, well. Biofreeze. Ask for it by name. Biofreeze. Which is some good stuff, boy. It's like, yep. Icy hot is good, but biofreeze in a class all by itself. I guess I might as well finish my sandwich. The bread sure gets hard fast. Mm-mm. I put spinach on my sandwich. Spinach. Seemed like the lady tried to give me all the spinach, I guess, so they could throw the rest of it away. Woo! Well, that's a sandwich. Sparkle in your eyes. have some cortisone cream for my eczema. Uh-oh. With a fur hat. Ooh, thank you. Cameo and sparkle in your eye. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. It reminds me of the end of I'd Rather Be With You by Bootsy Collins, where he says, I'm going to stick my love in your eye, baby, so you can see me coming. Bedtime Stories, of course, is sponsored by Williams Inn Pizza, 2210 South Michigan Avenue. They're open at noon. Not only do they sell pizza, oh no, my friend, they sell burgers, fries, and buffalo wings. Yep. I didn't know buffaloes had wings. Wings and nachos. Right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WGLB Indianapolis, and of course, Ray Neal Media, WRLN, the best music of your life. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. And like I said earlier, this group goes back to the early 60s, right out of California, Southern California to be exact. Originally, they consisted of two brothers who just happened to look alike. Anyway, that's a dead giveaway right there. Two brothers that look alike. Okay. It's the Whispers guys in tonight's foreplay. I don't have to say much about them, but they've been performing as long as I've been alive, since that long. So without further ado, tonight in foreplay, we feature the music of not those guys, but these guys. The Whispers on Bedtime Stories. That's mislabeled. What the hell is that? It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Woo, 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 woo. Here goes. Hit it. Eat some of this sandwich. Oh, good sandwich. They stopped putting that ingredient in the bread because people found out that they were putting some sort of embalming whatever in the bread to keep the bread fresh. Because how many people know once the bread is out of those cabinets, Once that air hits them, they start to, you know, the bread get hard. That's all I'm gonna say. The bread gets hard. So you got to eat it right out of the wrapper. If you open that wrapper up and that air hits it, the bread gets hard, harder than John Holmes, I tell you. That's right. I said harder than John Holmes. Yep. Oh no. Refresh. I'm back. No, they used to do that. But when they got caught doing it, they stopped doing it. Because, like right now, the bread is, once the air hits it, it gets hard. It didn't do that before. Not embalming fluid, some kind of filler that they use that keeps the bread soft. But whatever was, it made me sick when I found out what it was. Then I found out they stopped using that ingredient. It's like every time Subway gets caught, first they were saying that the tuna wasn't real tuna. Like, well, what is it? Refresh. Like, so what is the tuna made out of? Oh well. Mm-mm. But like I said, they stopped putting that in there. Make it puff up. Make it soft. Nobody wants hard bread. Like, ooh, your bread is hard. Mm-hmm. It's still hard coming out of your oven, baby. Mm. Mm. Pleases me. Refresh. Again? All right. Yep, don't get me to starting any rumors about Subway. It's still fresh. Today was your oldest daughter's birthday. She's 43 now. Good Lord. I can't say nothing. Larissa's what? Oh my God. Larissa's 39. Yeah. She's still my baby. Yep, Larissa's still my baby. Ooh, Lord. My phone has a mind of its own. I need a new one. Hi, Belinda Moore. Long time no see. I mean, long time. Those Kennedy King Day. Those days of Kennedy King. Are you still Are you still in Chicago, Belinda? Hey, Belinda. Hit me up. My number's still the same. It's been the same since I got it. Some 20 years ago. Hey, girl. Hey, Belinda. I know the good old days. I remember. Yep. I remember I used to sleep in my office at Kennedy King. Yep, sure did. Yep, the good old days. Yep, those were the good old days, Belinda. So you're in the South. Okay, cool. So use a Southern belle now, huh? Okay, that's what's up. And one of these days, I'm gonna get down to Memphis, Tennessee. See my buddy Bobby OJ. Bobby OJ. Oh, good Lord. Oops, wrong headphones. Honey fall. Wrapping up foreplay. The Whispers and Little Red Riding Hood from the album Bingo. It's your Dr. Al Greer saying hello to Belinda Moore. She said, sorry, my phone has a mind of its own. They all do. I tell you, those phones are. Anyway, it's your Dr. Al Greer. Hello to everyone listening to us in Las Vegas, Nevada, Elk Grove Village, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana, Burnsville, Minnesota, which is where Elo stays right now, Vienna, Virginia, Garland, Texas, Nashville, Tennessee, and Memphis, and as well as Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thank you so much for listening to Bedtime Stories. I appreciate you guys. And let everybody else know, as we have 7 people who listen to us in Las Vegas. I happen to know 2 of those people. One of them, of course, is Uncle Marshall Thompson from the Shawlights. I know he listens. But I don't know about the other 6. But thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. And keep listening. All right? All right. I got a surprise for some of you guys tonight. Might be a surprise for the person that made it. Here's the first of 2 in a row from the Isleys. Oh. With me. Whew. That sandwich hit the spot. Burnsville, Minnesota. Hello. And of course, our friends in Amsterdam. Yep, Amsterdam. Amsterdam. Wow. And it's 7 people who listen to us in Amsterdam. Wow. And of course, San Jose, California. Do you know the way to San Jose? Yep, you just keep driving until 94 runs out. That's about it. That's how you get there. I'm sorry, Route 66. Yeah, that's how you get to San Jose. Route 66 goes all the way through the United States. Historic Route 66. Yeah. And that's how you get there. Yep. As a matter of fact, the signs say Historic Route 66. And you just hit that road and, go to parts unknown. Yep. Made famous by the late, great Nat King Cole. Yep. Whoa. Why at the nail shop? And all of them do that, except for one person, and that's she goes by TT. They always try to round my nails off. My nails don't grow round. They always try to round them off. It's like, no, just leave them be. They're square.
Brother, that's what we call him. Al Greer and Bedtime Stories on WOSTradio.com.
Yep, they always try to round my nails off. It's like they don't grow like that. You know, they grow square. Yeah. Yep. Once again, don't forget, share the video. Sharing is caring. Share the live. Share the live. Share the love. Because you never know who's going to need it. Yep. You never know who's going to see this video and it's going to help them tomorrow. They might be depressed, but they'll hear and watch me, and then they'll be like, oh, my life's not so bad. My life ain't so bad. This guy's, I tell you, this guy gets no respect at all. Lynn said it's been an interesting night. I see you've been just laying back, Lynn. Roll in, Lynn. Yep, as Roberta, I can see everybody that chimed in. Roberta, Elaine James, Preston Shanks, Miss Johnson, Fahim Manure. Thank you very much. Yep, I can tell. I can tell now who's not commenting. They're just sitting back like, okay, all right. Just sitting there watching, waiting for me to say something crazy. So they can comment. I knew it. I knew you was crazy. Yeah. I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Crazy as a Betsy bug, I tell you. I know you are, sweetheart. Hey, Elo. She said, I'm just busy working. Good old government job. You can what? Retire in another year? And we could just travel, girl. We could go all over. We can just hit Route 66. I'm just saying. I was talking about you today to my sister Angela Martin Turner. I said, Elo's the only one that ain't talking about marrying me. Been there, done that. I'll leave that to my brother. He seems to like being married. So I just like companionship. Somebody said, if you like companionship, why don't you just get a dog or a cat? I'm like, no, not that kind of companionship. This ain't no country stuff. No way, Jose. Mm-mm. Like married again? Nah. I think I have crossed that bridge. And I believe some people are meant to be married. I'm just not one of them. Yep, I'm not meant. But I'm not meant to be alone. Turn this house into a home. When I climb the stairs and turn the key, oh, please be there. Yep, please be there in the doggy position. Stone. Stone. That's got to be one of my favorite Isley Brothers songs. Don't hold back. Don't hold back your love. It's not good when you hold it back. You know what I'm saying? To Dr. Al Greer, this is Bedtime Stories. Hello to Lynn Rowe, also known as, or formerly known as Lynn Rowe. She's now Lynn Lynn. Yeah, she's Lynn Lynn. I guess she wants to be Oriental or something. Elo, thank you for checking in. She's been there all the time. She just didn't comment. You know, I could, I could tell when people are watching me and stuff. I'm like, okay, she's watching. Okay, I like that. Sitting back, observing everything, seeing what's going on. You know, only, commenting when she really needs to. I get that. I understand, and I like that. Okay. Anyway, um, I don't have any other features coming up except just some more good old music, like this one from Jermaine Jackson. This is Paradise in Your Eyes, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. With Lynn Rowe, or the artist formerly known as Lynn Rowe, now Lynn Lynn. Paradise in your eyes. Love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, girl. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love that song. Thanks to L Genius for putting that song back in my head. I had forgotten about that. Paradise in Your Ice. Lynn Rowe, formerly known as Lynn Rowe, now Lynn Lynn. Is that anything like Ling Ling? Oh boy. I crack myself up sometimes. Mm-mm. I know, right? I crack myself up. But I tell you, I got a million of them. I got a million of them. Just Lin Lin for a little while. That sounds like a song. Lin Lin for a little while. Well, you be Lin Lin for a little while. Lin Rowe. Lin Lin. Row Row. Boy, if a certain person found out that I got cut today, boy, whoo, it'd be hell to pay the captain, I tell you. She would go burn that place down. Night night, Lin Lin. Night night, Lin Lin. Lin Lin. Night night. Lin Lin. Mm-mm. Night night, Lin Lin. Whoever you're trying to escape from by becoming Lin Lin. That's your superhero name, I guess. Lin Lin. Able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. Ken Watlington, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the pate. Okay. Mm-hmm. Prince Rogers Nelson, the one for the one and only ELO, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Lynn Rowe, who's known as Lin Lin now. Like, who are you hiding from, sweetheart? She said, night, night for now. I said, night, night, Lin Lin. So she's formerly known as Lynn Rowe. She's now known as Lin Lin. So change her in your phone if you have her number. Ken Wadlington, thank you for checking in. Also to Brother Hammer, who's always posting stuff on Facebook late at night. You must have a day job where he's up all day. And yeah, well, anyway, it's official. Unfortunately, Wendy Williams is out and Sherry Shepherd is in. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now I'm going to say something nasty. I'd like to be in Sherry Shepherd. Mm. That's so nasty, isn't it? I hope she never hears this broadcast. There's Luther Ingram. Bass, I am glad you came on my live, sir. I saw your part of your interview with Mr. Ramosky Love this evening. I posted it on my page so that I may watch the rest of it. Yeah, Lady G was here earlier. I think she's probably taking a nap now. But yes, I saw part of your interview with Mr. Ramosky Love. I'm like, that just, yeah, it's right up there with the one with Crazy Howard McGee. Two of my favorite people in radio. No, you don't believe me? No? Dripping with sarcasm? Yes? No? Maybe? No. But it was interesting. I want to watch the whole thing. So that's why I posted it on my page so I could look at it later or when I get to work tomorrow. But interesting, to say the least. I got as far as his relationship with Doug Banks and the fact that he was on BMX back in the day. And he was brought over with Doug. And, oh, no problem. Yeah, he was brought over from BMX with Doug and became part of Banks and Company as an engineer, but not as a sidekick. So it was Doug who gave him his nickname because, you know, that's when he started doing the hip hop show on GCI, the Rap Down. So, but I can't wait to see the entire interview, sir. Yep. Ramosky Love and Crazy Howard McGee. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You know. Yep. Almost. He was right. It's been almost 40 years, but the whole time he wasn't actually on the air those 40 years, if you know what I mean. But yeah, man, there you go, hating on the brother again. Al, you always down on the brothers. You always hating. No, I'm not gonna say that. You know. But I will say this: what really broke my heart in that interview, like I said, I didn't get past him seeing Doug at the Black Women's Expo. That had to be heartbreaking for him. He said he didn't recognize Doug until Doug spoke. Doug was in a bad situation. I mean, just, you know, Doug still sounded like himself. I mean, you know, that booming voice of his. But, he looked like he had been through something, you know. And I guess, with uh, the fact that he needed a kidney, or, that he was on dialysis, that broke everybody's heart. And the part where he said, Doug said he had to be there. He had to be there. And it was almost like Doug was saying goodbye to Chicago. He kept saying, I'm tired, I'm tired. And dialysis can do things to your body. And we were all in shock. When we were all in shock. I saw some of the pictures where Ramonsky and Bonnie posed together, and Doug just, I hate to say it, but Doug looked like a monster sitting in between them. And I was like, and I was thinking about going to that year to the Black Women's Expo. I'm just glad I didn't right now. I'm glad he and Bonnie saw him, because I would have freaked out. I don't think I would have been able to fix my face to say, hey, big bro, how's it going? And it takes Lee Michaels to talk about Doug. He's like, I wished that I could have done something. If I could have given him a kidney, I would have. And he said he believes that would haunt him the rest of his life, that he didn't, at least try to help Doug. And Doug would be here and probably, go back to the way he used to look. It's like as Doug got older, he got better looking, if that makes any sense. He got, he turned out to be a very handsome man. Atlantic Star. If your heart isn't in it, just don't do it. Don't do it. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. We're almost out of here. Chris Bass, what's going on, sir? I saw your interview earlier with Ramonsky Love. I want to watch the entire interview from beginning to end. I would love to see that. So that's why I posted it on my page. As well as, supporting you, because that's what we do around here. We support each other. In the words of Disco Dave, support. And you know it. Here's Carl Graves. Baby, pick up the phone. I've dialed this number. Chris Bass. Yep, that was truly a heartbreaker. I remember going to pick up my wife from work. At that time, we only had one vehicle. And I went to pick up my wife. And she was like, what's wrong? Well, she doesn't talk like that. She said, what's wrong? And I couldn't get it out. When I finally got it out, I said, Doug's gone. Doug's gone where? Doug's gone. Doug was just on the air Friday. Doug was in Chicago on Friday. That was it. That Friday, Doug came to Chicago because at that time he had the afternoon show, which was on V103, and he and Dee Dee did the show like they would normally do. But this time they were live. And like I said, I had to go pick up my wife from work, and I had to tell her that Doug was gone. She said, "Gone where? Where's Doug going?" I said, "Doug's gone." That's all I could say. I couldn't bring myself to say the words that Doug was dead. I couldn't say it. I just couldn't. Because I didn't want to believe it. I remember the day that Herb died. I was in church. It was that Sunday. How do I remember this? It was that Sunday. He had been on the air the day before. And they said that he went home and that was it. He finished his show. He did an entire show from beginning to end. And he went home. That was it.
It's Bedtime Stories with Al Greer on WOSD Radio.
That is my daughter. Larice. She sent me the video of her singing, and I was sitting at work the other day and decided to put the music track behind it to complete it. Thank you, sweetheart. I love you too. That's going to do it for your Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much. Ken Wadlington, Lady G, the Soul Pole. Thank you for checking in earlier. Chris Bass, as always. Ken Wadlington, you are a man among men. I should say that, yeah. Just everybody, thank you so much for staying up with me night after night. Hello to our new sponsor, Williams Inn Pizza at 2210 South Michigan Avenue. Check them out. If you work in the Loop and you need a place to unwind after work, please go to Williams Inn Pizza. If you don't like pizza, trust me, they got something else for you. They got pizza, they have burgers, they have buffalo wings. Still, I've never seen a buffalo with wings, but they have them. That's at Williams Inn, 2210 South Michigan, a proud sponsor of WOSD Radio and Bedtime Stories. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, everybody. And good night, all. Troy Anthony, the Soul Pole. Dig it. Good night, everybody. Thank you for putting up with me. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget, all donations are welcome via the Cash App at Al, $Al P. Greer on Cash App. 25, 30, 40, whatever you can spare. We love donations here at the station. $ LP Greer from Cash App. My Zelle is my phone number, 773-519-1223. Ain't no shame in my game. Closed mouth don't get fed. All right? All right. We'll see you next time here on Bedtime Stories. Once again, don't forget to frequent or visit Williams and Pizza, 2210 South Michigan Avenue. All right? And tell them the doctor sent you. Good night, everybody. Good night, everybody.